Okay, I'm just going to let everybody know that we're being recorded, audio and video. All right, we're going to open the City of Chelsea Traffic and Parking Commission meeting. Item number 1, approval of the minutes from the October 6, 2020 meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item 2, communication of July 22nd, 2020, from Louis Gonzalez of Chelsea Prospers requesting the approval of site plans for permanent outdoor seating parklets of 4 restaurants in the downtown area through November 1st, 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Commission to review the results of the 30-day pilot program extension for Tijuana's restaurant that was approved on September 8th, 2020.
Excellent. So as you may recall, we approved the pilot for outdoor seating in parking spaces on Broadway. At the time that we approved it, there were a small number of restaurants choosing to do sidewalk dining, but none at that point had requested parklets or outdoor dining and parking spaces. So since we passed it, we still have not seen a lot of parklet activity. Outdoor dining on sidewalks is continuing, but we haven't received as many requests as we were expecting for outdoor dining and parklets. So curious to hear the commission members' thoughts on the matter and how best to proceed here.
So I just wanted to add that a few of the restaurants who initially had submitted for this opted for just doing tables on the sidewalk, right? And one of them, Mi Salvador Mexicano, actually had a huge success with it over the summer. In speaking to those restaurants, it was just a lot of work, you know, to build and install permanent parklets in the parking spots. So this was a trial. You know, they came to us and we gave them the option of a trial, but the trial wasn't necessary because the restaurants realized that it was more work than they initially thought. So what I would recommend is that we actually at this point we cancel the request. You know, it's not something that was needed in the end, and in fact sidewalk dining appears at least to have met the desires of all the restaurants in that area, in the downtown.
Anybody else?
So I make a motion to close the request and deem it no longer necessary.
Okay, anybody second? Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's closed. Item 3, communication of September 14th, 2020 from Councilor Recupero requesting the commission to look into the removing of the one-way signs between Essex Street, Shirtliff Street, and Congress Avenue.
So I wanted to add that Deputy Chief Parisi and myself met the councilor on site, and we shared the concerns, and the main concern is around turning radius of the apparatus. So what we explained to the councilor is that we could make it a two-way, but it would require the elimination of parking spots, and in this area, which is very congested, very densely populated, and in need of parking, the councilor kind of weighed the cost, right? And in the end, has decided to no longer pursue this as a request.
Okay.
So I would just add, again, what Fidel said, I did get the ladder truck up there the day that we met, and with the cars that are presently parked, we estimated that probably 5 or 6 parking spots they would need to lose in order to make that left from Essex onto Shirtliff, and as soon as the council heard that, he was not in favor. And then the other, I did speak to the principal at the Hawthorne school, Hawthorne, the early childhood school, and if need be, she would speak out against it also. So, made it clear to him that the fire department, when he was here at the last meeting, you know, saying that we spoke out against it a year ago, and that is not the case. Stephen Waxman was here as a resident, as a homeowner, as a business owner. He did not represent the fire department. I just want to make that clear.
Okay, and you have that? Okay, so the counselor is withdrawing the request. Okay, any objections? No. Okay. Item number 4, communication of September 30th, 2020, from Michael O'Shea requesting the commission to look into installing a stop sign, speed bump, or other traffic calming measures on Addison Street between Carter and Maple Street. Did you want to say something? Oh, yeah, you gotta go over there.
Make sure you sign the, please.
Hello. Thank you so much for putting that speed meter at the corner of Addison and Spruce, I believe it is. I do think traffic has slowed from the corner where our apartment is to Spruce Street, but I do think cars are still accelerating off when they get off the highway off Carter Street from Carter Street to Spruce Street. So I do think cars have started to anticipate that they're going to hit that speed metric, and so they slow down. And there's a stop sign there, but I do think there's still a lot of vehicles that are speeding from Carter Street down Addison. Would you say that too?
Yeah. Again, thanks so much for hearing our request. That radar sign was a great addition, so it's helped a bit. But I do think sometimes it's too far down from where we see the cars speed up, so I think it's a great...
We can move it. Where do you think it would be best? What do you think?
Yeah, would it be possible to move it further towards Carter Street?
Okay.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
The only thing is we're gonna have to put those away at some point because of the winter.
Gotcha.
But then, you know, nobody's gonna be speeding in the winter anyway, so.
Yeah,
but
so
we'll,
to have-
let's see if we can move it down a bit.
That'd be awesome. At Maple or at or the other cross street there, Carmel. Yeah. And then our other question was sometimes the radar meter is turned off. I'm sure there's a reason for that, but
It's solar powered.
got you.
We
Okay.
don't have as much light, so we're not
Yeah. So
getting it.
unfortunately, I think cars speed up when
Yeah.
the sun's behind the clouds. So. All right. Well, thank you.
Great, thank you. So on the topic of Addison Street sort of traffic calming, we just want to, thank you for raising these concerns with us and for your investment in the neighborhood. So since we last met, we secured a proposal from our traffic engineering consultant to conduct a traffic calming study of Addison Street as well as Orange Street, one of the parallel roads. So we should have recommendations by the end of November that we could present at the next Traffic and Parking Commission meeting for measures that we could implement as early as next spring to slow traffic on a permanent basis.
Okay. We're gonna table this till,
Yeah, I propose tabling this until the December meeting.
okay. Anybody second that?
Second.
Okay, all
We'll
right, all,
table it to December?
Till December.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Item 5, communication of October 28th, 2019, from Mustafa Et Talk, a request to convert muted parking spaces to commercial loading zone in front of 306 Broadway.
So this request, oh, sorry, do you want to provide a public comment?
I think I've already been here last year, so should I say the same thing? Now it's kind of very restricted with adding a new lanes for the bus and the bike. So for us as a business, we cannot receive anything. Because the driver and the truck companies, they don't refuse to receive, let us receive the merchandise because they don't have a space. So our request just to add a loading zone, and that was this is a second request. The first one was refused. So I don't know if it's, now it's kind of appealing for us as a business to sustain there. We need a place to have a truck to come in and park on the loading zone until we get all the merchandise delivered to us. That's very simple. That's what I'm looking for.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Could you just make sure you sign that piece of paper on your way out?
So since we implemented the bus lane downtown, we've been seeking to reduce instances of double parking. And one of the major sort of culprits of double parking are trucks that are loading on unloading. So we would be supportive of a request for an additional loading zone to help a merchant in the downtown corridor. If this was something that the rest of the committee was in favor of, we would propose moving it to a public hearing.
So I'll just piggyback on what Alex said. It's true that the implementation of the bus lane, has exacerbated, the problem of double parking, right? So the bus lane is not going to work unless we provide other options, right? And this loading zone is one of the options, right? And we're hearing the same thing from other businesses on Broadway. So in fact, I recommend that we look at a few other areas where loading zones can be implemented. So I would be supportive of this loading zone now.
Anything? Okay, any motions?
I'd make a motion to move this request to a public hearing, and in the meantime, look at other locations that might be suitable for loading zones in the downtown.
Okay. Anybody second? Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All righty, item number 6, communication of October 19, 2020, from Maura Coyle of Centerboard Incorporated, requesting a reconsideration on parking alternative for their company program van, as they are no longer eligible for any parking permits due to recent amendments of the resident parking program regulations.
Can you please sign
Could you sign that? Thank you.
and state your name?
Good evening. My name is Mark DeJoy. Maura Coyle works for me in our law department. I run a nonprofit out of Lynn called Centerboard Inc. We own a building at 858 Broadway. We've owned it, I think, for about 4 years now. It is a group home for teen mothers and their kids. We have 10 teen mothers, and generally we have 10 kids in individual rooms. We have a van that we've had there for the whole time that transports the kids to doctor's appointments, schools, wherever they have to go. And we recently learned that there's a change with the overnight parking for commercial vehicles. The vehicle is registered out of Lynn. That's where our offices are. We've looked into changing to coming to register it in Chelsea, but we were told we couldn't do that because I was told by Maura that wasn't an option that we could do. So we're looking to find some. My understanding is the parking. Our designation has been eliminated, and I don't know what the next designation to ask is. So I'm asking for consideration to allow the exemption to have our van parked there overnight. we're getting parking tickets, I think, 2 or 3 times a week, I think.
Could you tell me who told you that you couldn't register the vehicle here in Chelsea?
Well, maybe they didn't say, I believe it was either Rosa or somebody else that Mara spoke to, and I don't want to quote what I heard was because we were in Lynn, and we're not living at the building, we can't register it in Chelsea because it's a business. So I don't want to say, that's my understanding was that we couldn't then, because we went to our insurance company and said, could we register the vehicle?
Oh, so it was your insurance company that said that?
I think so.
Okay.
I would be happy to register vehicle in Chelsea,
Definitely.
but there isn't a resident there. So I didn't speak to Rosa or anybody else in the parking lot, so I'm not trying, I'm giving you what I know, so I'm sorry if I misspoke.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a complicated issue, right? And unfortunately, we've got to look at citywide, right? I mean, and not just one business, right? So how this change happened is we had a lot of businesses who would make the claim, right? That hey, this is critical. It's a critical piece of equipment. We'll pay a fee for a sticker, but the residents were coming to us and saying that commercial vehicles were taking their spots, right? And it wasn't your business; it was citywide, right? So we held a few public hearings. It actually went in front of the city council. We did a long and drawn out process, to ensure that it wasn't something that we were doing on a whim. So my concern and position is that we just can't make an exception, for one business because it opens up, the kind of worms, if you will, and it's not something that we were inclined to do. Now on registering the vehicle to the property, if you're able to do that, then you would be issued a resident parking, right? A sticker, right? So if you can register, and in the change in the policy, we made for that exception that if the vehicle is in fact registered in Chelsea to an address in Chelsea, then you could apply to it, and that's actually it's free. I recall. I mean that you would get a parking sticker, and you can park anywhere in Chelsea overnight, but only vehicles that are registered in Chelsea are allowed to do that.
I'll be happy to comply with that. I just don't know if we take everybody's time, but if I could contact somebody, it might be Rosa.
Sure.
I'd be happy to do whatever it is. I'm not looking, I know what an exemption might do for the rest of the city. I'm just looking to park the vehicle. I can satisfy my insurance company. I'll take a shot with it.
Okay, great.
I just don't know what to do. And then,
I don't see why you can't register it out of Chelsea. I don't, you know what I mean? I know your insurance company might be saying that, but I mean, if you go to the registry of motor vehicles,
Yeah.
you may be able to, just have it registered out of that address. So you can check with the registry.
if I might, sir, what I was trying to do is we have a person who works there as a supervisor. She doesn't live there. I was going to propose, I think I did propose, I was going to propose to register under her name, but she's not a resident there. She works there. We have residents there, but they're kids who are sometimes 16, 17, or 18 years old. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to do something, I didn't want to lie on anything,
No.
so I just didn't know,
Let's take this offline. So maybe once the meeting is done, you, Rosa, and I can talk and
Your name, sir? I'm sorry.
we can share the option. Fidel.
Fidel, thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Would you like me to wait?
Sure. Yes. Yep.
A motion?
So the motion would be to deny this request and work with the business to see what are the options we can find.
Second that.
Okay. All right, all in favor of denying the request?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
Great.
Meeting
Thank you.
adjourned.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.